Hey everybody, welcome to our little Gundam series playthrough, and we're changing it up a bit. We used to play Federation Vs Zeon, but now we are going to the modern sequel, Gundam Extreme Versus.
Is this a PS3 game, or was this a game that was like just uploaded to the PS3?
No, it's a PS3 game. Now, one thing to note, though, is that this game never came out in English. It is it's an imported game. So, but that being said, though, the fun thing about this game is that you don't need to know a bit of Japanese to understand most of the game. It's really, really simple.
Hey, Jordan, how did you get this game?
I actually bought it from ANC Game. Well, first of all, I saw it like years ago at some place, and then I bought it at ANC Games. I just happened to see it. I was like, oh wait, is that what I think it is? And I was like, okay, buying it. And yeah, I got it about a year ago. It has a more modern, well, not sorry. It has a sequel called Gundam Extreme Versus Full Boost. Unfortunately, I don't have that, and for a while, I didn't order it because our currency sucks right now. That being said, though, I recently found a deal for it with like free shipping because shipping and handling was terrible before. And I actually ordered it recently, so I don't know, maybe there will be a Return to Gundam later on. I don't really know, but this is the more modern sequel to what we saw with Federation vs Zeon, except it's more of a crossover game because it features basically Gundams from every Gundam series.
I'm loving this AMV right now.
Yeah, jeez, this looks anime as fuck.
Funny thing though, this is Linkin Park.
Oh wait, is it? Oh, that's just bump up the volume.
Yeah,
Wait, actually?
Yeah, it is literally Linkin Park. I don't know why, like, I hired Linkin Park to do the theme for this game, and then they basically put, like, half the game in English anyway, so I don't know why it has not been localized. I'm hoping that, like, eventually they're going to, because they recently localized, the PSP game. But, yeah, this is Extreme Versus, so we're gonna go through the arcade mode.
Fun fact, I mean, I guess they got Linkin Park to do it because Linkin Park are, like, really big Gundam fans.
Are they?
One of Linkin Park's album covers has a Gundam on it.
Oh, really?
Like, the album cover is just a Gundam, or it's at least like a robot that is like an off-brand Gundam. And they also have this one music video where it's like a person in a room and they have Gundams all over their room.
Really? What? Do you know which album that is?
I think it's the remix one. I forget what it's called. It's called like Reanimator or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've brushed up on my Linkin Park knowledge. Probably since I was 14 or so. So I don't have the most up-to-date knowledge base at this time.
Yeah.
So okay, so the album was called Thousand Suns, I believe.
No, it's definitely not that one.
No,
Yeah.
okay, I was
So-
wrong.
Yeah, so I just went through a bit of the Gundam selection in this game, and picked the Wing Gundam from Gundam Wing, because that was my first... Gundam Wing was my first Gundam, so might as well go with the classic, and yeah.
I think Gundams with wings look stupid.
I think they look
Thoughts?
amazing.
I don't know. I see something here. It's called Linkin Park: A Thousand Suns.
No, that was a newer one.
It's also got a Gundam on it.
Really?
Yeah, they're all dressed up in like the suits from the show.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, Linkin
I have
Park
to-
is
I have to
a
look
bunch
this
of
up.
fucking huge Gundam nerds. One second, I'm just gonna roll my chair very silently over to my kitchen table so I can pick up my phone and look this up.
Oh, I heard it roll.
No, there was no roll. You heard nothing.
Okay, so what's going on here, Jordan? This looks pretty sick.
So basically, everything that we saw in Federation vs. Zeon, just like 3 times faster. And I know anybody who knows Gundam will get that joke.
What is that joke?
I'll explain it to you later. It has to do with, basically the joke is that, in the original Gundam, one of the antagonists, Char, says that his Gundam is 3 times faster, and the only difference is that it's painted red.
And there's
Okay,
your
yeah. So
inside joke,
Reanimation is the album I was talking about, which is basically a bunch of remixes that they made of their songs from the first album that they put out. Yeah, and it's pretty much just a Gundam-ass Gundam on the cover.
Wait, which cover?
Reanimation?
The animation?
Reanimation.
Reanimation. Cool. That Gundam got wrecked.
Yeah, so this is... Oh, like, way I compare it is that if Federation vs. Zeon was Street Fighter 2, this is Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in terms of, like, this series. It's fast, it's flashy, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and if you really have no clue about the series in general, you will have no clue how this game works, just by looking at it at first. That's why I wanted to start with Federation vs. Zeon.
It's probably, yeah, that, in retrospect, that's a really good call.
I mean, this does seem pretty similar.
They are. It's the same sort of game, just with a lot more machines and a like more variety and just a lot faster. It works exactly the same way. Like, you still have your team gauge and your enemy gauge, and they still work the exact same, except that you find that there's a lot more of a scale, of a more leisurely scale in terms of this game compared to like the original, because it mostly just sort of sidesteps a lot of the lesser machines and mostly just goes from the famous Gundams. And so suddenly, where you had like the original Gundam in the last game, which was like the highest rated unit, now it's kind of like weak sauce, and you have to sort of balance it with the other things that are much more powerful than it.
So when you say the highest rated unit, I mean, I have to imagine that this game does have a competitive scene around it. So I have to imagine that, like, what does that mean? Because, like, I would have to imagine there are not, like, Gundams that are just out and out better than other ones, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of Gundam, and a lot of the Gundams actually, like, work a lot differently in this game. So every Gundam is basically unique. Every mobile suit, I should say, is basically unique. So there is a meta, there is a tier list, especially in Japan. Here, there actually is a bit of a competitive scene around it. Like, for example, there's a group that works out of ANC Games in Toronto, called Gundam Extreme vs. ABC or something like that. And they actually have, like, say, bi-weekly events where they just sort of get a whole bunch of PS3s at the store and play this game from, like, afternoon till night. It's actually, I've been there actually a few times. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. I guess my question was, like, how does that fit into a competitive scene, having mobile suits that are explicitly more powerful than other ones?
No, because remember what we were telling you, what I telling you before about the team gauge? If you have the
right. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
The more powerful suit you have, the more you get punished if you screw up.
I see. Right.
So I mean, like, it actually becomes sort of worthwhile to use not worthwhile, but like strategic to use a lesser mobile suit so that if you die, you don't take up so much of the team gauge.
Right. I guess it's also important to note that, like, in competitive play, this would be a 2v2 sort of deal, right? So, like, you know, if you had a friend that you were playing with, or like a competitive, or like a team member that you were playing with, like, I guess you could do it based off of your own skill level, right? Like, maybe one of you is really good, so they could handle the higher powered one, whereas like the other one is like kind of a beginner, so hey, he might die a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not the greatest at this game, so I would probably need to get like the lower one. I know people who are like stupid good at this. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how this game sort of balances itself out, so that like not everybody goes for like the most powerful one, because then they have to pay for it.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more things happening. I feel like there's a lot more explosions and a lot more particle effects in this game.
Oh yeah. It's
so how do you actually like this game in comparison to like the earlier ones?
I really like it. I really like it because it sort of modernizes and advances like the formula that established in the original games. The only thing I don't like about it is that, remember the space combat in the that we saw?
Yeah.
It completely ignores that. There is no space combat in this game, so it's all it is ground combat.
That's
which is a really shame, because I like how space combat works in the old series. It's still one of the only games I've seen that does space combat right, so why? But I hope that they eventually bring it back, because I actually just announced a PS4 sequel, so maybe that'll happen. I don't know, but yeah.
Not being a localized game, is this, like, acquiring this game, will it break the bank? Is it difficult to get your hands on, or is it something you can just find on Amazon.
Oh, you can
pretty
find it on
easily.
Amazon. I bought Full Boost on it off Amazon recently. You can find it on Amazon or even PlayAsia. You just have to sort of deal with the shipping and handling if it applies and the currency differences.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the time of import games being really expensive is not really a thing anymore. Especially with the internet, like, it's so much easier to buy that stuff, and all the consoles are region free, or at least all the non-Nintendo consoles are region free, which makes that way easier. Whereas before it was like, oh, you want this Japanese game? You better go get a Japanese console.
Wait, well, no, well, is whatchamacallit, the Xbox region free? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I believe it is.
But then again, the Xbox isn't really a thing in Japan.
Yeah, well, that's the
so-
other thing, right? Is that like there's no game that's going to come out in just Japan on Xbox because
Well-
Xbox does not have a foothold there at all. Like,
Well,
Xbox
there
basically-
was.
Like, they don't even compete in Asia. I'm pretty sure the Xbox One they didn't even release in Japan.
Yeah. No, I think they did, but then nobody bought it.